Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm your host, Margie. My show's all about expanding qualities undeveloped within you, unleashing your potential, and continuously improving self. This is another in a series about a blueprint for a life of significance, a guide to continuously recode your life. Before I begin, I'd like to mention that I am indebted to all those wise people whose teachings I have discovered. What I share with you would not be possible without my self-discovery journey. My background is in client-centered care, and I have worked as a registered nurse, midwife, and consultant for over 50 years as a manager and a director of nursing. My talks are outtakes of what I have learned, what I believe to work, and my own personal experiences of life and of dealings with people in various leadership positions. The question today is, who is directing your life? Or do you just allow life just to happen? What do you need to do to recode your own life? So many people live their lives as though it is something that just happens to them. This is very sad because they are unaware that they are creating their own life, and so they live their lives by default, usually ending up with disappointment, depression, and fear. Every single person on the earth has the power to create their own lives. Using that power brings us the greatest satisfaction and happiness that life has to offer. One of the ways we can create our own lives is to use our creativity. Our creativity can be expressed in many different ways. Some people express their creativity by writing stories and poetry. Others express their creativity with artistic expressions ranging from painting, music, and drawing and sculpting. Still, for other people, their creativity is expressed through interior design, makeup, artistry, or hairdressing. There are countless ways a person can express their creativity, and each one of them brings intense satisfaction, happiness, and fulfillment to the persons who allow themselves to fully use the capacity for creativity that exists within them. In some cases, a person can use their creativity to literally decide the way they want their life to be. They use all the power of their imagination and see themselves being successful in their relationships, their careers, and even in their spiritual lives. As they create these realistic expressions in their minds, they begin to receive inspirational thoughts on how to manifest their desires into reality. As they take action on the inspiration they receive, their lives begin to take the shape that they had imagined in their minds. According to Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, this is exactly how all great successes have ever been created. Even a person who doesn't consider themselves the creative type can use their hidden creativity to design a successful life for themselves and their families. Most people have a variety of talents that they can express their creativity with and become successful at. It is important to explore all of your talents and take the time to develop and perfect them as much as possible. If Rembrandt had spent all his time working in a factory and then sat down in front of a television set for a few hours each day after work, you would never have heard of him, and the world would have been cheated out of some amazing works of art. Don't cheat yourself or the world by wasting your time away on unimportant things. Take the time to develop your creativity and see where it leads you. Your life is whatever you decide to make of it. Each person has their own unique talents and abilities that they can use to shape the outcome of their lives. As mentioned before, talents are not developed in front of a television screen, so it's important to use your time wisely and discover or hone your special skills and abilities. As you use your creativity wisely, you will discover greater satisfaction in life. Often we have an inner battle within ourselves or with ourselves, while aspects of you encourage, go for your dreams. Simultaneously, other parts threaten, don't you dare. A cast of characters lives inside of you, and at different times you may receive conflicting or contradictory messages. If you want to be happy, successful, and fulfilled, consider putting your dreamer in the director's chair. What other voices inside you are saying? As you turn the volume up on the voice of your dreamer and down on the voice of your doubter, you can practice discernment, allowing for greater clarity. To assist you in hearing these voices, let's set up a scenario. Picture something you want, something that matters to you. Choose a personal, professional dream and consider how these various parts you might respond. The dreamer. The dreamer says, what if? And is open to a creative process without overanalyzing it. This is the part of you that imagines, believes in possibilities, has hope, and seeks kindred spirits. Dreamers talk about their ideas with intention, clarity, and passion. Great dreamers get others excited about their vision, and most importantly, successful dreamers take action to make their dreams a reality. The doubter. This voice is often heard saying such things as, I don't think that's a good idea. The doubter provides concern, touting, but what if? And imagines the worst. If you crank up the volume, it can even become annihilating with accusations like, are you out of your mind? William Shakespeare said, our doubts are traitors. Carlos Castaneda said, in order to experience the magic of life, you must banish the doubt. My favourite quote on this subject is from the Prophet, where Gilhal Gibran wrote, doubt is a feeling too lonely to know that faith is its twin brother. The realist. Be realistic. Moderate the doubter down a pitch or two and it becomes the essential voice of the realist. This part wants to know what's the plan, including where the time and money is coming from. However, in the early phase of dreaming, you may not know. The challenge is not to allow the realist to immediately turn into a doubter who might judge or obliterate your idea. Honour the realistic voice to the best of your ability, giving it the information it needs. If you ignore or reject it, it will clearly agitate or distract you. Being realistic offers prudence and makes you do your homework. But if you're overly realistic or go to strategy too soon, you will most likely compromise the dream and kill your passion. The visionary voice says, anything is possible, so let's dream big. These are the leaders and people we look up to and admire. They have learned the processes of realizing their dreams and embody what it means to be a big dreamer. Setbacks or failures do not stop them. Simply put, a visionary has a vision and invites others to join them. It's someone that can see the invisible. They are found in all walks of life and are often so inspired when people are in the presence of a true visionary. They just want to sign up and be with them. Visionary is not defined by the size of the dream, since dreams are precious and it comes all sizes, shapes, and areas of your life. If you were living your dream life, how would it be different? What would you see yourself doing? How many lives would you touch? What would you change? Who would you help if you're living living as a visionary? When these voices merge, they can become muddled and result in confusion and poor decisions. For example, you might poison your dream by projecting doubt into it. Then, with each step you take towards what you want, you also move toward doubt and fear, which most of us have at some time or other, especially when embarking on a big dream or new big dream. But they don't belong in your dream. These feelings are simply a part of reality, your reality. This is a subtle and essential point. Here's a simple technique for avoiding this sabotaging pattern. On a piece of paper, draw a line across the middle. On the top half, write out your dream, as much detail as possible. On the bottom, write out your reality in relation to your dream. Where are you now? Reality often includes good news and so-called bad, as well as any fear or doubt you may have. Just state the facts and your feelings about them. Now, which one are you more committed to, your dream or your reality? We tend to choose reality when we don't have a clearly defined dream, or when we saturate our dream with doubt. If your dream is loaded with your worst imagined nightmares, reality will always seem safer and saner. But doubt, placed appropriately as part of your reality, allows two things to happen. First, no longer it's blown out of proportion. It's an obstacle that basically requires a strategy to manage it. But more importantly, with doubt where it rightly belongs, you are free to move forward. It's like a play. All the characters have wisdom and insight, but you can't clearly understand them when they're all speaking at once. Take time to tune in, to listen on a regular basis. Have the courage to give your dreamer its directional debut, or even the leading role. Sometimes the changes we could like to make in our lives are so far-reaching that the mere thought of them overwhelms us. We become frozen with fear and unable to start. Remember though, one thing leads to another. If you start to change one area of your life, the next will be easier, then the next, then the next. Here are some ways, possible places to start. What do you like about yourself? Not like. How can you change it? If you're not sure what needs to be changed, look at what you try to keep hidden from others. Your thinking, your unconscious takes orders from the programming you give it. Do you limit yourself? Talk negatively to yourself? Find all the reasons. Why not? Instead, become self-aware so that you catch your negative messages and refuse them. Turn them around and make them into positives. Your attitude is often an outward manifestation of your thinking. It is what others see. Would you want to be on the receiving end of what you offer to the rest of the world? If not, why should other people? Perhaps instead of waiting for the world to change, you could try making the first move. Who do you spend your time with? Are they people you are proud to know? Do you justify your choice of friends by praising them of how non-judgmental they are, when actually they have no standards? Are they people you would glad to see your family or your work colleagues? If not, what are you getting out of the relationships? Is it time to change? Your time, how do you spend it? Does it enrich your life or numb you? Do you use it to contribute or to consume? When did you last do something just because it made you feel joyous, proud, excited, and just plain good? Are you proud of what you do? Do you enjoy your work? Or do you dread going to work and spend the weekdays counting to the next weekend? Do your surroundings make you smile when you walk into a room? Do they reflect how good you feel about yourself? Have you added flowers, colours, or whatever lifts your spirit when you look at it? Or are you surrounded by piles and stacks of stuff just waiting to be sorted, folded, or put away? How much energy does just thinking about this stuff takes from you every day? Do you use food to contribute to your health and wellness or to numb yourself? Have you tried keeping a food diary for just 1 week? Anyone who reads or watches TV must know by now what is good for you. How can we disrespect ourselves by not making good use of that knowledge? The same with exercise. Do you put more effort into maintaining your car or other transportation than from maintaining your body? We don't have to run a marathon or win an Olympic gold just to work at maintaining the machine that we expect to carry